Never Finished, Unshackle Your Mind and Win the War Within by David Goggins, his second book after the fantastic Can't Hurt Me. I reviewed that one a couple of years ago. That is one of my very favourite books, absolutely fantastic, really interesting, really inspiring. This channel is about book reviews, but it's about personal development. It's about what I've learned, how I've been inspired by the things that I've read and that I've listened to over the years. It's also an opportunity to leave reviews to my kids, so when they're older they can look back and learn from me, for better or worse, as to what it is I've listened to and read and how some of my ideas have formed, and hopefully that'll help them. Also, so they can sort of laugh at me trying to be a YouTuber and probably failing quite badly, but never mind, carrying on anyway, being resilient. Yeah, so this book, very, very good. I listened to this one on Audible. I haven't read this one yet. I may well at some point. Not quite as good as the first one, I don't think, although there are bits in there. There are some real gems that kind of made it better in some ways. There's an interview of his mum where he's actually interviewing his mum properly and his mum's talking. It's the actual recording. Really inspiring, quite emotional at times. He has got a really interesting story to tell. His life does come across as really, really interesting in the book. Some of the things he's done in recent times as well, where he talks about losing his kind of inner animal, his inner savage as he refers to it, and how he's pushed himself again, and his team around him sort of worried about how hard he's pushing himself. He's had like heart trouble, he's been in atrial fibrillation, which has been a real problem, but he still manages to push really hard. He still manages to inspire and motivate. He's one of those people, he's like those kind of personal trainers, you kind of got him on your shoulder the whole time. When I go out exercising and things, I can hear his voice. He's got a very distinctive, motivating voice, isn't he? You can hear him kind of telling you to toughen up and to crack on. I recently read and listened to Never Will I Die by Toby Gutteridge, which I think is one of the best books I've kind of ever listened to and read, to be fair, in terms of inspiration. And I do actually say in that review that I don't think David Goggins' book compares, but then I don't think that's an insult to this book. I don't think anything particularly compares to Toby Gutteridge's book, but this is really worthwhile. If you're anyone who sort of thinks, Goggins, he's been there and he's done it already, it's not any good, it is good, it's worthwhile. It's worthwhile listening to if you want some inspiration and motivation. I read a review online where someone had said that they think he's really mentally ill and he's not facing his proper demons and he's doing all this and it's physical exertion, but actually he's got stuff he needs to resolve. And they may well have some kind of point there, but it's not really the point. He's doing the best he can in the situation that he's in, and he's kind of facing things as best as he possibly can. And actually, I agree that, putting yourself through physical challenges and coming out the other side isn't necessarily the only way to measure your character. There are more important things. There are other challenges in life: bringing up a family, holding down a job, maintaining your mental health, making sure you stay positive, you don't become resentful and negative and bitter, and all those sorts of things. They're all challenges in different ways, but we're all connected in one way or another, and we all kind of need to help each other in one way or another. And I think you're always going to need the odd human being who is kind of exceptional and extreme in some ways, just to sort of show the rest of us what we can possibly do. And for David Goggins, he's the kind of physical sort of push as hard as possible, give yourself almost to the point of giving yourself a heart attack or damaging your body, which isn't particularly healthy, and you can always argue that. But he is an extreme example of what you can do if you push harder. I would never push my body as hard as he does, to be fair, and that's down to me. I'm happy with that. I'm happy pushing myself hard. I've always gone to the gym. I started going to the gym when I was about 12 years old. I'm still going now at 41. I still run, I still cycle. I do push pretty hard, but the older I get, I am a bit more chilled out. I don't want to push so hard that I'm going to cause myself a frigging hernia or a stroke, or you push hard but you do it to stay healthy, and I do it to stay healthy. So you can easily slag him off and say that he pushes too hard, but at the end of the day, like I say, you need those extreme examples. He is motivating, he is a character. Long may he carry on doing what he's doing, and hopefully he'll do another book at some point or another podcast or something, because I think he's brilliant. Fantastic book, definitely recommend it, give it a go.